In this video, I'm going to review the October 2025 BTO. Let's talk about Teban Heights. Sited close to Pandan Reservoir, Teban Heights is bordered by Teban Gardens Road, West Coast Road, and Jurong Town Hall Road. The project comprises of two residential blocks of 36 and 37 stories situated in a prominent position along West Coast Road, offering 638 units of 2-room flexi, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, and 3-gen flats. You will also be 2 MRT stops away from Jurong East. These flats will be offered as standard flats under the new classification. In terms of on-site facilities, this project will have a preschool and a residence network center. In terms of waiting time, unfortunately, this project is a little bit slow because it will only be completed in about 48 months, which is not the longest but then not the fastest either. Now let's talk about the pricing. For 2-room flexi, the price is actually quite good. It starts from $145,000 before grant and goes up to $232,000. For 3-room, the price starts at $254,000 and goes up to $373,000. For 4-room, the price is also quite affordable. It starts under $400,000, so it will start at $397,000 to $539,000. And if we compare with the nearby resale price, the price gap is about 27%. So I think that's not that big. But then because this project is classified as standard, the amount of subsidy is also limited. So that probably explains why the gap between the BTO price and the nearby resale price is less than 30%. For 5-room flat, the BTO price starts at $576,000 and goes up to $740,000, which is quite surprising because the price is not that much different compared with nearby resale price. I think the gap is too small somehow. It's only 16%, which is quite surprising. If you are keen to have a 3-gen, this project also have a 3-gen flat, and the price starts from $613,000 to $738,000. As mentioned, this project is a standard flat, so there's no subsidy recovery or subsidy clawback. Now let's talk about the site plan. So this is the site plan for Teban Heights. As you can see, it's kind of small because it only has 2 towers and then that's it. The orange one is 5-room, and then yellow is 4-room, green is 3-room, and then you see the pink peach color is basically the 2-room flexi. If you are keen to have a reservoir view from your house, I think you need to pick stack 726, 724, 722, or 720. Well, maybe these stack also have like 700. Probably would have like the view of the reservoir but from a distance. If you want other option for unblocked view, it seems like if you pick something that faces this Commonwealth Secondary School, that will also be like unblocked view because of the low-rise building. Currently, the north part of the plot is still empty, but then it is reserved for future high-rise residential development. So in the future, your view will be blocked. Now let's look at the lift ratio. So for 10 stacks, you will be sharing 6 lifts. And then the tower height is 36 and 37. So I think it's still okay. So 6 lifts, yeah, still, I think overall still okay. So the communal facilities will be here in the middle, such as fitness corner as well as playground. So if you prefer quiet facing, you probably would want to avoid these stacks. But then again, you don't have much option because it's a small development. But just take note that this is the communal facilities. The multi-story car park is over here. And as usual, the roof garden will be accessible. Now, let's talk about the location. So this is the map that HDB gave. If we check in Google Map, it seems like this is basically the land plot. So as you can see, it's quite big. It is the land plot right opposite the Commonwealth Secondary School, and as you can see, it is directly facing the Pandan Reservoir Park. So as you can imagine, there will be quite a lot of flats that are going to face the waterfront. Not only top level, but also even like low floor and mid floor will have this unblocked view towards this waterfront, which will be very, very exciting. Even though the on-site facilities plan is only a preschool and a residence network, however, not to worry because actually there are several places where you can get amenities. So as you can see, this is the Teban Marketplace, which is definitely within walking distance. In fact, it's just at the back of the plot, so within walking distance. And then you also have a lot of like small shops and restaurants nearby, some clinics, some ATM and bank branches, so that's very good. Besides Teban Marketplace, if we continue to go to the west side, then there are more amenities. So for example, you have Makan Shop here, you have Penjuru Food Court here, there's a mosque, and then as well as there's a Shangshong supermarket here. So that would be good. And then there is a neighborhood park as well in case you want to exercise or you want to take your dog for a walk. So there are some amenities in the area. If I zoom out, there are quite a lot of business parks around the area, which means that a lot of workers around here, you know, some of them would need some accommodation. So if you want to rent out rooms, or maybe after MOP, if you want to rent out your flat or you want to sell in the future, I think you have a good chance because I think the demand is definitely there, especially with the proximity to the MRT station. In terms of nearest MRT station, as you can see, actually right now there's none, but there will be a Pandan Reservoir MRT station that will be built in several years' time, which will just line up nicely with the completion time of the BTO. And you will be just 2 stops away from the Jurong East MRT station, where obviously you will have a lot of malls and a lot of amenities around that area. And given how popular Jurong is for people who love the west side, I'm guessing that this project will actually be quite popular because again, it's going to be really convenient to Jurong East. It's going to be facing the waterfront. So this project could be the hidden gem. In terms of healthcare facilities, there's none within walking distance, but then again, you can just take a bus or take the train nearby Jurong East because then there's a general hospital around the area. So I think that's the nearest big healthcare facilities that I'm seeing. Nearby the BTO itself, I think I saw like a small clinics here around the Teban Marketplace, but then it's just a small clinic. If you need to go to a hospital, you need to have like a short bus ride away, or you can also take the train. Now let's talk about school options. So as mentioned, the land plot is opposite Commonwealth Secondary School. But then the problem is, even if you zoom out the map, you can't really find a primary school nearby. I mean, there's this Fuhua Primary School, but it's quite far. So this is a watch out for parents if you want to apply for a BTO here. If you currently have young children or in the future you are planning to have kids, then it might be a little bit challenging to find a primary school nearby the area. But, you know, of course, you can always use the school bus. But there's a watch out that in terms of primary school option, it's very, very limited. Okay, so what do I like about the project? I like the fact that it will be within walking distance to an MRT station, and you will only be 2 stops away from Jurong East, which is considered a major hub in the west area. Even though there aren't many on-site facilities, but nearby within walking distance, you can easily find some amenities like hawker center and small shops, small clinics, etc., and also a supermarket, so that will be quite convenient. Given that there are quite a lot of industries and offices around the area, I think it will be very easy to rent out rooms or even sell the flats later on after MOP, or rent out the whole flat after MOP, so that will be very convenient. Another positive thing is that surprisingly, this project has a lot of flat types. So even if, let's say, you want a 3-gen or a 5-room flat, if your budget can hold it, then obviously the options are available here. And last but not least, we cannot underestimate the power of being so near to Pandan Reservoir Park, because it will give quite a lot of units here an unblocked view towards the waterfront, which typically is a very good selling point down the line. Other than that, it will also be very supportive if you like an active lifestyle, because you can easily jog, you can go for a run, you can take your dogs out, or you can just cycle. So I can see why many people will be drawn to this particular project. Now, on the other hand, what are the downsides? I think we cannot escape the fact that for families, it will be very challenging to get your kids to primary school because the school options is very limited. Only Commonwealth Secondary School is nearby, but then beyond that, it's very difficult. Another downside that I'm seeing is because this project is categorized as a standard project, the price is not exactly cheap, so it's somewhere in the middle. So it's not the most expensive, but then it's also not the cheapest one. So yeah, this one, the price is somewhere in the middle. Another watch out is for singles. Please note that this project has very limited to room flexi options for first-timer singles. In fact, if we do the math, there will only be 26 units that is allocated for first-timer singles. So that will be very, very, very competitive for singles who wants to apply at this project. So in summary, I think this is actually a very good project, especially for those who like the West area and doesn't have young children. Although it is very far from the CBD area, but at least it's near an MRT station and it is only 2 stops away from Jurong East MRT station. The lack of schooling options might be an issue for families, but then strangely at the same time, because there are only 26 slots allocated for first-timer singles, this project is not exactly for singles as well. So personally, I'm a bit confused, like this BTO is actually targeting which audience, I'm not so sure. But seriously, the combination between proximity to MRT station, proximity to Jurong East hub, standard classification, and an unblocked view to Pandan Reservoir Park could be a very good combination. If people realize it, this project could actually be the hidden gem in October 2025 BTO lineup. If you want to know more about other projects, check out my other videos in this channel. To support my work, you can give a one-time tip by pressing the thanks button, pick the amount that you want, and click buy and send. Or you can also press the join button for exclusive contents and monthly membership. Your support means a lot to keep us independent. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!